On Monday Night Raw during a triple threat Money in the Bank qualifier between Rhea Ripley, Kairi Sane, and Zoey Stark, we unfortunately saw one of the most brutal injuries in wrestling history. And not even just wrestling history, in general. I want to say it right away, prayers up to Zoey Stark. I can't even imagine the pain that she was going through right here and likely still is going through right now. This isn't Zoey Stark's first time injuring this exact knee. She has injured this knee in the past, been out for multiple months with knee injuries, and dear God, I hope that they weren't as bad as this one, because imagine going through this multiple times. Yeah, just prayers to Zoey, because God, this was awful. Let's just go through what happened. So right here we see Kairi Sane, and she just dumped Rhea Ripley to the outside, and so Kairi Sane turns around, and Zoey Stark right here is going for like a kick to Kairi's leg, which would have likely, knocked her legs out, and then Kairi would have done like a face bump. Something that is kind of simple, but would have been a pretty cool spot. She came flying in with a lot of, speed and intensity. But unfortunately for Zoey, on the landing right here, she ends up slipping. And oh my God. Oh, dude, the knee is not supposed to bend like that. So yeah, she ends up like slipping when she lands, and her knee literally bends in a 90-degree angle. She does not hit Kairi at all. It's really hard, bro. This is because you can see, like, when she lands, like, she kind of like rolls on it a little bit, and then she kind of has to like push off with that leg a little bit, and she like goes straight to holding the knee. She rolled up on that, and it exploded everything in that knee. Only God knows what's left of that knee right now. And yeah, she goes straight to holding it. Kairi takes a bump, and then the official good job goes straight to checking on Zoey. And this is what is making this video hard, is you can hear the way Zoey is screaming, just like blood-curdling screams. It sounded like she was in a horror movie and damn Pennywise was up there stabbing her to death. And that's what it must have felt like in her knee. It was one of the hardest things that I've ever had to watch. And Rhea and Kairi, like Kairi's, selling the move, and Rhea, you can just tell the whole vibes were off for the rest of this match. I gotta give props to Rhea and Kairi. They continued this match, tried their best to put on a good match despite the circumstances, because you can't imagine what mentally they was going through, seeing that, knowing that a coworker and most likely a friend of theirs just had that horrific injury. They're just both completely devastated. So then the only trainer at ringside, and you can see Pat McAfee right there, he's speechless. The only trainer ringside comes into the ring and is there to check on Zoey. Zoey is like rolling over. WWE ends up cutting to a commercial break, and then Rhea and Kairi are just like standing in the ring, not knowing what to do. And then they literally tried to have her walk to the back. WWE, shame on you. I'm not blaming this doctor. I'm not blaming the official. I'm not blaming anyone that was out here for anything that went wrong. But shame on WWE for not being better equipped for something like this to happen. She didn't get a stretcher to bring her to the back. She didn't even get 2 doctors to carry her back. She has 1 doctor. She tries to put weight on it. She literally cannot put any weight on that at all. I don't know if they put that brace on her or she already, is that a brace? I can't really tell. It looked like she has one on. It's a knee she's already injured before, and that look on her face. We've seen some truly awful injuries in the WWE before, like Triple H tearing his quad and he walked to the back with his own power on that, and that was like a big moment. He didn't even show a fraction of the pain through his emotions that Zoey is right now. So since she can't put any weight on it at all, like she cannot move any further. Again, no blame on this guy, but this was a truly awful decision for him to do this. Split-second decision he has to make, and he begins carrying her, and right away she screams in agony. Like by him picking her up and carrying her to the back, like all of that just blew up in her knee. It's likely wobbling in her knee like it's damn jello. So he starts carrying her to the back, which only is going to make the injury even more painful. And it is really hard to know what to say right now, because, yeah, one of the worst things I've ever seen. I rarely actually get like emotional, true on emotional seeing injuries, but this was one of those times. I don't want to blame the doctor himself, but I just got a question, like, why did he think this was the best thing to do? I mean, he had to make a split-second decision, but like, how is WWE's medical staff told to approach a situation like this? Are they given any guidance on what to do? I don't know if the guy actually knew how bad it was, because he was just sitting there at ringside. He may not even saw it happen. It had to have been a communication error, because there's no way the doctor thought, yeah, the best thing to do for an injury this bad is to pick her up. Had to have been some like miscommunication right here. So it was a bad decision by the doctor, but I'm not gonna say like he was some asshole for doing it. Like, bro, it was a terrible situation for everyone involved. It's more of just a fault of the collective than an individual. I have this comment right here from X, and I'm just gonna read it off. 17 Crowds says, why on earth are they picking her up and carrying her instead of isolating it? She will have at least ruptured her ACL and likely had a violent patella dislocation. Last thing she needs is it being wobbled to the back. One doctor is all they had at ringside. They couldn't send any other doctors out there. They didn't have doctors on standby or a stretcher on standby. They had one single trainer ready. Hopefully WWE uses this as a lesson for the future. You gotta have stretchers ready. You gotta have proper like first aid kits so you could wrap up her knee properly. Try and do something to reduce the pain on the way to the back, and then you can, diagnose it and get her off to a hospital. Like, at the bare minimum, there should have been 2 trainers, so there could be one carrying her on that side, one on the other, so she could just like hobble on the one leg. But even that, like, she needed a stretcher. Yeah, it's this one guy's job to carry her to the back while she's just screaming in pain and agony. And once again, props on Rhea and Kyrie for finishing the match after this. I mean, everyone was thrown off course here. I mean, the commentary team, the wrestlers, like, it was hard to watch the match after that injury happened. Like, I didn't even really care about the match anymore because of it. All I have left to say is just prayers to Zoey Stark. One of the most awful injuries. And yeah, that's all I have to say. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.